It's 9 p.m. on a Tuesday. I'm sunk into my couch. My phone buzzes. It's my brokerage app, and a number jumped. That little slice of 10 SpaceX shares I bought? It climbed fast. And just like that, my mood lifted. A real smile. But that good feeling yanked me back to a year I hate. So here it is. I got something right recently, but it reminded me of something I got very wrong long ago. I'm Jeff. Let me tell you about the worst decision I never made. Rewind to the early 2000s. I was young and hungry. I'd been watching a chip company called AMD. AMD shares were trading around $3 back then. $3? Cheaper than a sandwich. I wanted in badly. So I went to the one person I trusted most, my dad. He worked hard his whole life. He knew about risk. He said, "That's gambling, son. Those tech stocks are dangerous." And honestly, in that moment, the fear felt completely reasonable. The dot-com bubble had just burst. Tech was a graveyard. So I listened. I didn't buy. I walked away. And for a few years, that looked like a smart move. Then the years passed, and AMD didn't just survive. It thrived. It became one of the world's biggest chip makers. That $3 stock has since climbed past $500. Let me make that scale land. Picture a single dollar. Now imagine it growing into 50. That's the kind of jump. A modest position back then would be worth over $1 million today. That's an illustrative number, but the lesson is brutally real. And here's the part that still stings me late at night. The lesson wasn't simply that I should have bought AMD. The lesson is that I confused unfamiliar with dangerous. I treated volatility like it was the same thing as risk. They are not the same. A bumpy road still reaches somewhere. And that exact question is haunting people about SpaceX right now. SpaceX is famous now, up nearly 50% in just 4 trading days. According to Bloomberg's reported valuation, it's worth hundreds of billions. Analysts told ABC News optimism about its ambitions is part of this. The other part? Fear of missing the biggest IPO ever recorded. There's a quieter reason too. Retirement accounts fast-track the stock in. Suddenly, millions of 401k dollars needed to buy this one stock. That demand alone puts real upward pressure on the price. And there's a sneaky pricing trick worth knowing about too. SpaceX priced its IPO at $135 a share. Underpricing an IPO on purpose can fuel buying momentum fast. So part of this rally was lit on purpose. By design. So the dilemma is simple, and it's the one I face. Is this still a real opportunity, or is the moment gone? Here's the tension nobody likes to say out loud. A company can be excellent, and the investment still be late. Those are two completely different questions. Don't blend them together. Quick confession before we go further. I overthink everything. I once spent 2 hours deciding on a $4 coffee. Anyway, let me give you the lenses I use now. Lens 1. Market cap versus the realistic growth runway. Market cap is just the total price of the whole company. A small company has lots of room to multiply in value. A giant company has to do enormous things just to double. When I almost bought AMD, it was small and ignored. Its runway was enormous because almost nobody believed yet. SpaceX today is enormous, and the whole world already believes. So ask honestly, how much bigger can it realistically get? Lens 2. What's already baked into the price today? A famous company's price often assumes future success already happened. You pay today for results that haven't even arrived yet. With AMD at $3, almost nothing good was priced in yet. Every good year after that was a surprise on top. With SpaceX already up 50% post-IPO, plenty of greatness is priced in. That doesn't make it bad, it just changes the math. Lens 3, and this is the one that got me. FOMO. FOMO is fear of missing out. It feels like urgency, but urgency is not the same thing as opportunity. FOMO buys because of the crowd. Forward math buys because of value. Ironically, with AMD, my fear was the reverse FOMO. I was so scared of losing that I lost everything anyway. If this is changing how you think about SpaceX, hit subscribe, drop a like, and tell me, would you have bought AMD? Now the objection. Every great company looked expensive before, and then it just got even more expensive. That's true. So how is this any different? Fair question. Here's the answer. Expensive isn't the problem. Expensive without enough runway is. The question was never the price. It was always the runway. A great business at the wrong price can still disappoint you, and a boring business at the right price can quietly win. The biggest returns come from spotting greatness before the crowd does. By the time everyone agrees, most of the gain is gone. That's not a knock on SpaceX. It's a question about timing and price. Now let me be very clear about what this video is not. I am not predicting SpaceX goes up or down. At all. I don't have a crystal ball, and neither does anybody else. What I have is a lens, hammered into me by regret. Here is that lens, the same one from my AMD story. Don't confuse unfamiliar with dangerous. And don't confuse bumpy with bad. But also, don't confuse famous with cheap, or loud with early. Both mistakes cost money. One cost me a fortune already. So now I sit on my couch, older, and a little wiser. I look at that small 10-share SpaceX position that just jumped, and I don't ask, will it make me rich tomorrow? I ask, how much runway is honestly left from here? I ask, how much is already baked into this price? And I ask, is this forward math or just loud FOMO? Those three questions are the gift my father accidentally gave me. He was wrong about AMD, but he wasn't wrong about caution. The trick is caution that asks questions. Not caution that freezes. Caution that investigates protects you. Caution that paralyzes just costs you. Whatever you decide on SpaceX, decide with math, not with mood. This is for educational purposes only and isn't financial advice. I just don't want you living with my AMD regret. So tell me in the comments, what's your near-miss story? The stock you almost bought. The one that haunts you. Share this with someone chasing SpaceX purely out of FOMO. And if this helped, subscribe so you never miss the next one.